Rolex has become synonymous with luxury watch investment, and certain references consistently demonstrate appreciation that rivals traditional investment vehicles while being wearable assets you can enjoy daily. We are talking about watches with historical performance showing steady value retention or appreciation, production constraints creating genuine scarcity, and universal desirability that ensures liquidity whenever you decide to sell. From professional tool watches to sports models, from ceramic bezels to classic dress watches, these 10 Rolex references represent the most investment-worthy timepieces where your money works for you while on your wrist. Some appreciate modestly, but reliably. Others have shown explosive growth during market peaks. And number 1 has become the quintessential investment-grade Rolex that dealers and collectors universally recognize as blue chip. Let's count down the Rolex watches that belong in serious investment portfolios alongside traditional assets. Number 10. Rolex Explorer I-124270. Starting our countdown at number 10 is the Rolex Explorer I reference 124270, a watch that brings tool watch simplicity and perfect proportions to investment-grade collecting. This watch proves that smaller production sports models appreciate steadily when design execution reaches perfection consistently. The 36mm case size represents vintage proportions that appeal to collectors preferring classic sizing over modern larger dimensions. The 369 dial configuration is iconic and instantly recognizable as Explorer design language spanning decades. The 3230 movement provides 70-hour power reserve with chronergy escapement, improving efficiency and reliability significantly. The Chromolite lume provides long-lasting visibility with blue glow, distinguishing Rolex from competitors using green. The Oyster bracelet with Easy Link extension allows 5mm adjustment for comfort in varying conditions throughout wearing. The 100-meter water resistance is adequate for daily wear, though not professional dive watch specifications, obviously. The black dial with polished hands creates contrast and legibility that defines tool watch aesthetic perfectly. The fixed bezel maintains clean profile without rotating dive bezel simplicity, contributing to tool watch character. This watch has shown steady appreciation, particularly after discontinuation, as collectors recognized perfect sizing and design. The production numbers are lower than Submariner, creating relative scarcity within Rolex Sports lineup, increasing collectability. The investment-grade status comes from steady appreciation rather than explosive growth during market peaks consistently. The Explorer 124272 represents conservative investment, combining classic design with steady appreciation for long-term holding. Number 9. Rolex Sea Dweller 126600. At number 9, we have the Rolex Sea Dweller Reference 112600, a professional dive watch that delivers extreme specifications and distinctive character appealing to serious collectors. This watch proves that specialized tool watches with extreme capability maintain investment value through authentic provenance. The 1220-meter water resistance with helium escape valve makes this legitimate saturation diving watch exceeding recreational needs. The 43mm case size provides substantial presence with proportions that appeal to modern preferences for larger watches. The ceramic bezel is virtually scratch-proof, maintaining appearance through decades of ownership without fading or damage. The 3235 movement provides 70-hour power reserve with chronometer certification and chronergy escapement for efficiency. The Cyclops-free crystal maintains traditional Sea Dweller aesthetic, distinguishing this from Submariner design language clearly. The Oyster bracelet with glide lock extension allows micro-adjustment for wearing over wetsuits during diving operations. The Red Sea Dweller text on dial references vintage models, creating connection to historical references collectors appreciate. The thickness at 15.5mm is substantial, though appropriate for extreme dive watch specifications and helium valve. This watch has maintained strong value with professional dive watch specifications, ensuring collector interest remains consistent. The production numbers are lower than Submariner, creating relative scarcity within professional dive watch segment. The investment potential comes from specialized positioning and lower production rather than universal mass appeal broadly. The Sea Dweller 12600 represents specialized investment for collectors appreciating extreme dive watch capability and character. Number 8. Rolex Oyster Perpetual 41mm. Coming in at number 8 is the Rolex Oyster Perpetual 41mm, a time-only watch that became unexpectedly hot with vibrant dial colors creating unprecedented demand. This watch proves that simple designs with bold color choices can drive investment demand when execution surprises collectors. The 41mm case size provides modern proportions with comfortable wearing characteristics for contemporary preferences and wrists. The vibrant dial colors, including turquoise, coral red, and yellow, created unprecedented excitement for entry-level Rolex. The smooth bezel creates clean profile, allowing dial colors to take center stage without visual competition. The 3230 movement provides 70-hour power reserve with chronology escapement in time-only configuration, maintaining simplicity. The Oyster bracelet is comfortable and robust with folding Oyster clasp, providing secure wearing throughout activities. The 100-meter water resistance is adequate for swimming and daily activities without professional dive specifications. The absence of date complication maintains dial symmetry and clean aesthetic, appealing to purists preferring simplicity. The entry-level positioning makes this accessible Rolex, though availability issues create scarcity, artificially maintaining premiums. This watch showed explosive appreciation, with certain colors commanding significant premiums above retail at peaks. The waiting lists at authorized dealers stretched years for popular colors, creating secondary market premiums immediately. The investment-grade status is controversial, with some viewing this as bubble rather than sustainable appreciation. The Oyster Perpetual 41 mm represents speculative investment, with color-driven demand creating premiums that may normalize eventually. Number 7. Rolex Datejust 41 mm. Sliding into number 7 is the Rolex Datejust 41 mm, the quintessential dress sports watch that maintains steady value through universal appeal and timeless design. This watch proves that classic Rolex designs with broad appeal maintain investment value through consistent demand globally. The 41 mm case size updates classic Datejust proportions for modern preferences, providing contemporary wrist presence. The fluted bezel is iconic Rolex design element that catches light beautifully, creating visual interest throughout wearing. The Jubilee bracelet is supremely comfortable with 5-piece link construction that drapes perfectly over wrists. The Cyclops date magnifier is signature Rolex feature, providing easy date reading without squinting uncomfortably. The 3235 movement provides 70-hour power reserve with chronometer certification and chronology escapement for reliability. The dial options include multiple colors and configurations, allowing personalization within classic Datejust design language. The 100-meter water resistance is adequate for swimming and daily activities, despite dress watch positioning primarily. The versatility works equally well with business suits and casual wear, making this genuinely everyday Rolex. This watch maintains steady value, with Datejust being core Rolex model with consistent demand spanning decades. The production numbers are higher than sports models, though demand remains strong, ensuring liquidity when selling. The investment-grade status comes from reliability and steady appreciation rather than explosive growth during peaks. The Datejust 41 mm represents conservative investment with universal appeal, ensuring consistent demand and steady appreciation. Number 6. Rolex Yacht-Master 40 12-66622. Breaking into the top 6 is the Rolex Yacht-Master 40 reference Mapian 66622. A sports watch that brings platinum bezel and rhodium dial, creating sophisticated alternative to Submariner. This watch proves that precious metal details elevate sports watches, creating investment appeal beyond standard steel models. The 40mm case size provides comfortable proportions with dimensions that work well for various wrist sizes. The platinum bezel is subtle luxury detail that distinguishes this from standard steel sports watches visually. The rhodium gray dial is sophisticated and distinctive, creating muted aesthetic different from typical black sport dials. The 3235 movement provides 70-hour power reserve with chronometer certification and chronology escapement for performance. The Oyster Flex rubber strap or Oyster bracelet options provide versatility for different wearing situations and preferences. The 100-meter water resistance is adequate for swimming, though less than Submariner's dive watch specifications. The bidirectional bezel is polished and smooth operating, though not dive bezel with same functionality clearly. The yacht racing heritage provides marketing narrative, though most owners never race yachts or boats. This watch has shown appreciation, particularly with rhodium dial becoming increasingly popular among collectors lately. The platinum bezel adds precious metal content, providing intrinsic value beyond stainless steel alternatives significantly. The investment potential comes from sophisticated positioning and precious metal content rather than pure tool watch appeal. The Yacht-Master 40 represents refined investment, combining sports watch functionality with precious metal sophistication appealingly. Number 5. Rolex Daytona 11-16500 LN. Taking the 5th spot is the Rolex Daytona reference 11-16500 LN, the chronograph that created unprecedented waiting lists and secondary market premiums. This watch proves that iconic chronographs with racing heritage drive investment demand when scarcity meets universal desirability. The ceramic bezel represents modern update to classic Daytona, bringing scratch resistance and fade-proof appearance. The 40mm case size maintains classic Daytona proportions that have remained essentially unchanged for decades. The 4130 movement is entirely in-house chronograph caliber, providing Rolex independence and vertical integration benefits. The chronograph complication provides timing functionality with column wheel mechanism and reliable operation throughout use. The tachymeter scale on bezel allows speed calculation, though most owners never use this function practically. The white dial with black subdials creates Panda configuration that collectors particularly favor over black dials. The Oyster bracelet with solid links and Oyster lock clasp provides security and comfort throughout wearing. The 100-meter water resistance is adequate, though chronographs typically avoid water exposure, protecting pushers from contamination. This watch showed explosive appreciation with secondary market premiums reaching double retail at peaks historically. The waiting lists at authorized dealers stretch years, with allocation going to VIP customers only typically. The investment-grade status is proven with Daytona maintaining strong premiums throughout market cycles consistently. The Daytona 11CT500LN represents blue-chip investment with proven appreciation and universal collector recognition and desirability. Number 4. Rolex GMT-Master II Pepsi Pepsi. Claiming the fourth position is the Rolex GMT-Master II Pepsi reference 11267 on BLRO, a watch that combines iconic colors with practical GMT complication. This watch proves that colorful bezels and travel functionality create investment demand when executed in ceramic material. The red and blue ceramic bezel represents technical achievement, with two-color ceramic bezel being difficult to manufacture. The GMT complication tracks 2 time zones simultaneously, with jumping local hour allowing easy adjustment when traveling. The 3285 movement provides 70-hour power reserve with chronometer certification and GMT functionality integrated seamlessly. The 40mm case size maintains GMT-Master proportions that have defined the model throughout its history. The Jubilee bracelet returned to GMT-Master, creating connection to vintage references collectors appreciate deeply. The 100-meter water resistance is adequate for swimming, though GMT watches prioritize travel over diving primarily. The ceramic bezel is scratch-proof and fade-resistant, maintaining vibrant colors through decades of ownership permanently. The Chroma-Light lume provides excellent visibility with blue glow, distinguishing Rolex from competitors using green. This watch showed strong appreciation, with Pepsi colors being most desirable GMT configuration among collectors consistently. The waiting lists at authorized dealers stretch years, with premiums above retail common in secondary market. The investment potential combines iconic colors, practical complication, and technical ceramic achievement, creating strong demand. The GMT-Master II Pepsi represents iconic investment, combining travel functionality with most desirable bezel colors available. Number 3. Rolex Submariner No Date 124060. Taking the bronze medal at number 3 is the Rolex Submariner No Date reference 124060, a watch that brings pure dive watch simplicity with symmetrical dial, appealing to purists. This watch proves that no-date submariners maintain investment appeal through clean design and collector preference for simplicity. The 41mm case size provides modern proportions with slimmer lugs, improving wearing comfort over previous generation. The symmetrical dial without date window appeals to purists preferring clean aesthetic over practical date function. The 3230 movement provides 70-hour power reserve with chronometer certification in time-only configuration, maintaining simplicity. The ceramic bezel is scratch-proof and fade-resistant, maintaining appearance through decades of hard use permanently. The 300-meter water resistance with screw-down crown makes this legitimate professional dive watch meeting standards. The Oyster bracelet with glide lock extension allows micro-adjustment for wearing over wetsuits during diving operations. The Chroma-Light lume provides excellent underwater visibility with blue glow, lasting throughout night diving operations. The black dial and black bezel create stealthy aesthetic that appeals to collectors preferring understated appearance. This watch maintains strong value, with no date configuration being preferred by collectors valuing symmetry over function. The production numbers are lower than date version, creating relative scarcity within Submariner lineup notably. The investment-grade status comes from collector preference, and lower production ensuring consistent demand and appreciation. The Submariner No Date 124060 represents purist investment, prioritizing design symmetry and collector appeal over practicality. Number 2. Rolex Daytona Panda 26500 LN. Taking the silver medal at number 2 is the Rolex Daytona Panda reference 12500LN, the white dial version that has become even more desirable than black dial variant. This watch proves that Panda dial chronographs drive maximum investment demand when scarcity meets collector preference. The white dial with black subdials creates Panda configuration that collectors favor over reverse configurations consistently. The ceramic bezel brings modern material to classic Daytona design, maintaining scratch resistance and fade-proof appearance. The 4130 movement is in-house chronograph, providing Rolex independence and vertical integration throughout production completely. The 40mm case size maintains classic Daytona proportions that have remained essentially unchanged spanning decades. The chronograph pushers operate smoothly with satisfying action, appropriate for column wheel mechanism throughout use. The tachymeter bezel allows speed calculation, though most owners appreciate aesthetic rather than function practically. The Oyster bracelet with solid links provides security and comfort appropriate for sports chronograph positioning. The 100-meter water resistance is standard, though chronographs typically avoid water, protecting pushers from contamination. This watch commands highest premiums in Daytona lineup, with white dial being most sought-after configuration. The waiting lists at authorized dealers are essentially impossible, with allocation only to top-tier VIP customers. The secondary market shows consistent premiums above retail even during market corrections, proving strong demand. The investment-grade status is proven with Panda Daytona, showing strongest appreciation in sports chronograph segment. The Daytona Panda 12500LN represents premium investment within already investment-grade Daytona lineup, commanding maximum premiums. Number 1. Rolex Submariner Date 1266-LN. Finally, taking the crown at number 1 is the Rolex Submariner Date reference 12666-OLN, the quintessential investment-grade Rolex that defines the category entirely. This watch proves that iconic dive watches with universal recognition become ultimate investment timepieces when everything aligns. The 41mm case size with slimmer lugs provides modern proportions, improving wearing comfort significantly over previous generation. The ceramic bezel is scratch-proof and fade-resistant, maintaining appearance through decades of ownership without degradation. The 3235 movement provides 70-hour power reserve with chronometer certification and chronergy escapement for efficiency. The 300-meter water resistance with screw-down crown makes this legitimate professional dive watch meeting standards. The date function with Cyclops magnifier provides practical daily utility while maintaining Submariner design language. The Oyster bracelet with glide lock extension allows micro-adjustment for comfort in varying conditions throughout wearing. The Chromolite lume provides excellent underwater visibility with blue glow, distinguishing Rolex from competitors clearly. The black dial and black bezel create timeless aesthetic that never goes out of style or fashion. This watch has shown consistent appreciation throughout decades, with Submariner being most recognizable Rolex model. The production numbers are substantial, though demand exceeds supply, creating waiting lists and premiums consistently. The liquidity is unmatched, with Submariner Date being universally recognized and desired globally everywhere. The investment-grade status is proven through decades of appreciation and consistent demand through market cycles. The universal recognition means this sells quickly anywhere in the world, providing unmatched liquidity always. The iconic status in popular culture ensures demand remains strong independent of watch enthusiast trends.